This story starts back in May of last year in Israel. I've been busy since then. I've traveled, seen the world, I've spent time with friends and family, and myself. And I've even moved into my very first house. And now, with another year passing since my dad passed away, I wanted to share a project with you that's been in the works, on and off, for about a year. This is my mom, and we've never really done anything like this. Last year, my mom and I, for the first time, walked through the events of that day, September 11, 2001, together. This documentary lays out why, an answer that I'm still uncovering little by little, day by day. And it all started in the Holy Land. All of us took a trip to Israel for our first time to experience, truly, the land of the Bible. And it was magical. But on our first day in Israel, after I had been absolutely petrified of getting on a plane and traveling to the Middle East of all places, sirens. They started wailing and rockets were being fired onto us as we were sitting by the beach in Tel Aviv. And yet, that moment was clear as day to me. A chapter of my life had ended and a new one began. And sometimes I let my fear break me down, but no longer am I doing that. Today I am changing that. I'm walking in faith and not fear. For 22 years, I led with fear, and it was in those moments, in a bomb shelter stairwell, when I realized a new chapter is beginning. A chapter leading with faith, in community, in love. And so when I came back from Israel, I wanted to tell my story. Not for the first time, but for real this time. I wanted to go through that day and then travel back to Israel and meet many other kids there that had lost family members due to acts of terror. And so we started filming. I was supposed to fly back to Israel to continue this filming of this documentary, but with the war that broke out, that got pushed and pushed and pushed. But I was determined not to let another year pass without sharing the story with y'all. So I called my friend Justin from Israel. I asked if he knew anyone that was affected by acts of terror. And he told me about Maya. Which brings us to this summer, just a month ago, when I got to meet Maya. My dad worked in the city for Rescue One. He was a firefighter. And that morning we were at an appointment. When we got to the appointment, they said, you guys have to leave. A plane just hit the World Trade Center.
Got in the car as we were starting to go down 6th Avenue. Everyone you could see everyone gasp. Everything stopped, so I got out of the car, turned around, and looked down the street. I saw the building just came down.
When we got home, we hadn't heard from my dad. My mom tried calling the fire department, nothing. Another day goes by, we hadn't heard from him, and then another day goes by, and my mom had to bring in DNA samples and saw some things on the news and realized my dad wasn't coming home. We later found out that he was on the 87th floor trying to rescue people and get people out, and then that's when the tower fell. So I want to hear about your story. This was Maya and her mom's first time back in Riem, the city in which her father was killed.
On October 7th, I went to a party with my friends, and like 6:30, we heard like bombs. I think like 5 minutes after, they shut down the music and they told us, listen, the party is over. There are a lot of rockets, no shelters, nothing. We need to get out of here. So I had a panic attack. And then my father called me. Where are you? We are all in the shelter. Where are you? Why aren't you at home? And I told him I'm near Gaza. I was at a party. And he told me, I come pick you up.
Wow.
In the way he saw terrorists, he drove over them.
Oh, wow.
The ones that still stay alive and murder him.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
After 5 days of him being missing, army came to my house. They announced us that they found the body.
You thought maybe that he was still coming home?
He was like so strong, and I'm sure your dad was also, that warrior.
Right, yeah.
I was sure he's coming back home.
So they never found my dad for so long, because he wasn't found, I had like in the back of my mind, like, oh, my dad's gonna come back. So it's so beautiful to be able to come here and visit his memorial. Whenever I'm here, I feel like a peace. Like, this is where my dad is, and this is where he spent his last moments.
Your dad doesn't have a grave?
No, so this is what his grave is. They never found anything. They found his helmet and they found his halligan, but they never like found him.
That's insane. It shouldn't be like that, but it's our job to like stay strong and like continue life in the best way possible for them. He don't want me to be like sad.
No, he wants to see you having fun, and he wants to see you living your life. I have to like change my perspective and be like, okay, when I'm going out and having fun, I'm living my life for my dad that he didn't get to fully live out.
Yeah.
And so instead of sitting here being sad all day, I think that we should go see New York City together. Let's go. Let's go. I think we should get I Love New York shirts. That's so fun. This is literally living your Gossip Girl dreams right now, right?
It's crazy.
It's literally crazy. We're at the Mac right here, right?
Yeah, I just need to go to Louis Vuitton.
Yeah. Cheers. One thing I've learned in the last 23 years is that grief is like a rock in your pocket. At first, it's heavy and overwhelming, but as time goes on and you grow stronger, it becomes easier to carry. The rock itself doesn't change in size, but you learn to bear its weight. Grief never truly goes away. Instead, you learn to live with it, finding strength and resilience and community along the way. So a year ago I was here and I filmed the first half of my video, and I didn't really know like where it would take me. So many things that have been aligned are aligning, and I just am like so thankful, and I know God led me straight to you. Our stories align so much and I feel so connected to you, and I'm so grateful that you were able to make the trip here and come talk about our stories and our past. And I want to be able to provide a safe community for children and kids or adults, teens like us, who have been affected by terrorism and have like so much trauma and they don't know really how to cope. I'm so honored to be able to tell your story and have our stories together.
Well, I'm so grateful to be here, and thank you for inviting me.
Of course.
And I feel so connection between us and
Me
between
too.
our stories, and thank you for everything, really. I had the most fun today.
Being in Israel inspired me so much to learn different cultures, different languages, especially Hebrew, because that is the first language of the Bible, which just interests me so much. And having met Maya, it opened up my mind to how many children that maybe don't speak the same language or believe in the same things that are struggling. Meeting Maya just reinforced the reason on why I need to share my story and share other stories just like hers. To meet them at their darkest times and tell them that it's going to be okay.